Good morning! Actually, good afternoon. We're starting our day a little late today, but we're actually really excited for today because we're going to do a food tour. So we're doing food, I think it's Moscow with locals.
They're so well reviewed, so it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go see the ballet.
Yeah, we're going to the Bolshoi Ballet, so we're really excited for that as well. We were going to go to the opera too, but it was like 4.5, 5 hours. And we're not huge opera fans, but we do like theater. Yeah. So we're trying we're doing the ballet, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. And we'll take you along with, and hopefully we'll get to try something unique and different in Russian food because we've tried lots of different things, and we'll see. Yeah. We'll bring you along with.
Yay!
Came to our first stop, and this is a hipster mall now, but it used to be a food market. And we're doing our first tasting here. Specifically on this tour, it's gonna be a Moscow local food tour, not necessarily a Russian food, which is kind of cool. So hopefully we're not trying borscht and whatnot, which we've already done. Try something a little bit different and unique. So this is like cottage cheese. They basically boiled down and baked, caramelized the cheese and milk curds. That's good. And that's the same variation as this guy here, but it's like a yogurt version, so it's drinkable. So it's a little yogurt protein shake. And then we've got a cheesecake here, which is like a breakfast cheesecake. So it's really sweet. It's like cottage cheese, and they have it every hotel has this for breakfast, which is just weird for us. How do you like?
It's like fruitcake.
So we just finished our breakfast stop, and now we're heading off for a little bit of walk and then doing lunch and trying something new. So started sweet breakfast, and now we're going to savory, hopefully. Quick fun fact, so they're installing cameras over here, up top here, because there's always protests here on the corner, just in the street. And those protests, I guess they used to have protests there every single day, and now there's no protests there because they've got these HD cameras that are watching to see who's protesting. So now no one's showing up. Because basically our guide said that they'll go and find them, and I don't know what they'll do, wrap them in the knuckles or whatnot, but there's no protesters out, but the cameras are up.
So it's Russian oysters from Far East, and when French restaurant owners come here, they cannot believe while oysters exist. They believe only farmed oysters exist in this world.
We have Georgian bread here. It's Georgian bread, and then we have some Georgian cheeses, and then Azerbaijan tomatoes, some little berries, and probably some kvass, and a really expensive glass of pure pomegranate pressed juice. Next on the list we've got red caviar and a smoked fish from northern Russia. Katie's trying the smoked fish first.
Oh, good. Smoked.
Cool.
Good fish?
Yeah, it's not salty like the other fish we've had. Not too salty.
And then caviar.
In Canada, have something similar with caviar of the salmon.
Yes.
Yeah.
This caviar is from salmon. Some of salmon species. This fish is exactly called.
Try it.
People name is fatty. Oily. You see, it's a lot of oil.
It's like a salty bubble tea.
Interesting. Cute. Now trying some traditional Russian things from his childhood, a dessert, and then some herbs and cheese cooked in this little flat-bready dough. Little chocolate ball delight. Kartoffeln.
Better than other things.
Better than what? Caviar?
I have chocolate allergy. That's my favorite.
So that guy
dish, is the one
is
on
dill,
pie.
cilantro, spinach, cottage cheese, and 2 local cheeses in this little wrap. And then fried, and they're just delicious. And this is from the Republic of Dagestanistan, which is sort of north of Azerbaijan. Oh my god, we got nailed by a ton of water. It's just pouring, and it's like a river down the side of the road. And now our feet are soaked because we had to run through this river. We made it in from the rain. How are you doing after that? It's a little bit wet. Now we found ourselves to a wonderful little bakery with some amazing looking food. Don't know what we're trying here, but this all looks amazing because it's packed full of meat and sweets. Beets. Alright, there we go, Russian
It's
potato
known
salad.
everywhere like this, yeah? So it makes sense to try it.
Yes.
So it's,
Was it beets and carrots?
I think this is the
and-
most unique thing what Russia or Soviet Union people invented. The only thing you need to bite a little bit of everything.
Yeah, somehow I'll be fishing it. Carrots.
So I didn't explain you important thing when we walked here.
We're walking into the oldest church in all of Moscow. In Russia. And cool, we're going to a restaurant in here too. Look at that convenience. Wow. We're putting Katie to work.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's 6. We need to cut
Cut him in half still. He wants you to cut him in half. Cut him in half.
I'm trying not to touch them.
And we're having some local tonic with it. It'll be so healthy. There you go. There you go. She's fired. That's the 300-year-old place that we just had some food at.
Gingerbread, and we drank a drink that's made by the monks. It's like, tastes like mulled wine minus the wine. It was really delicious. And people come there on pilgrimages and stop for lunch.
Yeah, it's basically like herbs, so like cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, and then honey traditionally. But they sell out of that honey one, the traditional one, like instantly the same day.
Plus blackcurrant.
Yeah, so we got blackcurrant
and it's
flavored.
like super concentrated, and you add boiling water, and it was oh so good.
Yeah, and it's like a nice little drink, and we wanted, and it's nice to kind of support them too because the money goes to them and to the church, and it's kind of nice. And now we're continuing on. The rain's not quite as bad. Feet are still soaked. We're gonna be wet at theater, but
mine are.
that's okay. Now we're going for dumplings because why not eat more food?
Yeah.
Last stop, dumplings. We love dumplings. Excited to try some more. Next up, we got a glass of kvass and a whole bunch of different dumplings. Oh baby, love dumplings.
This one is sweet, these two are vareniki, these three are pelmeni. This one is Ukrainian, this one is Russian.
That was it for our food tour. Belly's full. I'm pretty full. I'm like comfortable, not like overly full, but like yeah, we ate quite a bit of the Georgian one, so I didn't want to overeat after that, but it wasn't too heavy after that. But like the food was all really good local, different types of foods from like Eastern Russia, Western Russia, Northern Russia, Southern Russia, and like in Azerbaijan and all sorts of areas like that. And the Georgian food, like just amazing things, really good variety. You're not eating like borscht and stroganoff and stuff, so you can try that on your own.
Yeah, he said it wasn't Russian food, it was Moscow food, things that are kind of
things of like his childhood and stuff too.
That say something about the country. I think that was really cool. But it was like things that tell a story.
Yeah, like the salads, The salads were from different times when they didn't have meat, or the
and then
the Russian.
In the East Coast, they had moved all the people that were kind of would be Korean, but they had ended up on the Russian side, and they were Russian citizens, but then they didn't want them there anymore, so they moved them to this other country, and they wanted to create something like kimchi, and so that was really cool, like the history. And he was very, I wish I'd had a chance to ask him more questions, because he's a pretty open guy.
It was cool. It was just really amazing. Like just really good food. So
and
highly
now we're
recommended.
Spend all our money on the street.
Yes. Well, we're highly recommended though. Just to finish up there, Moscow with locals.
Okay.
Moscow with locals.
Yes.
We want to give them a shout out. Anton is the guy's name. You can email them directly. You can book them on Viator or whatnot.
So well rated.
A very low, like a very small company, not a big one, but cheap too. I think we paid 7,500 rubles for two of us.
Oh, yeah.
So about $150 Canadian roughly. For two of us, includes all your tastings, 3 hours. Yeah, awesome. Really highly recommended. Definitely a must-do. Start. Good history in Moscow. He does other tours as well. So, and now we're gonna go spend our money.
You can also stay in his house. I saw that online.
Interesting. Post-tour, we are on this wonderful street here in Moscow, which is lined with all these beautiful lights. And I'm sure at night, we'll walk up here at night later on, it'll be nice. And there's like diamond stores that have diamonds for $500,000, and so Katie is hoping that we're gonna break the bank and buy something fancier. No, just kidding. We're heading to the Bolshoi Ballet. We're inside the new Bolshoi Theatre here, so there's two different theaters. You can go to the old Bolshoi or the new one. We're in the new one to see the ballet today. The opera's the other one. We're seeing the ballet when we're here. We have really good tickets because we decided it's a once in a lifetime that you're really going to come to this. So we're here enjoying it, and we'll show you a little bit of the beautiful inside here. Can't film the performance, but we'll show you some of the rest of it.
We came in with a bottle of water and like a souvenir of that tea drink, and they took it and like checked it in, so we got a little number, which was really nice.
Like code check for our booze, well, for our drink.
It looks like liquor, and it's not. It's like
it's wrapped up in a little plastic bag.
It's tea, but they didn't even seem to care. They're just like, oh, here's your number. So I don't know.
Anyways, here we are. Katie, our tour guide for the day, and there goes our tour guide. This is just the entry lobby here at the theater. It's beautiful. It's a little bit newer. This is the new Bolshoi, so it's not quite as classical looking as the other one.
Distinguish between the two, but if you go to the front, they'll tell you on your tickets if you're going to the new or the old.
And you can tell which one's the new old one because it's like on the big square and it's big and grandiose. This one's just kind of around the corner. Katie put on her best dress while we're here. Neither of us have very fancy clothes, and you'll see like people will be dressed in a very casual but also be very fancy, so you'll see a very big mix. Absolutely beautiful theater though. Inside of the theater. Look at the ceiling. And we're in row 6.
We're row 6.
Row 6. Taking our seats and we're ready to enjoy the ballet. Unfortunately, you won't get to see any of it, but if you want to see it, buy your own tickets and come.
Or watch my reenactment.
Yes, that's going to be even better as watching your reenactment. Stay tuned. Weirdest atmosphere, like people just keep coming out, people keep clapping and bringing flowers and like going up for pictures, and those are the 2 stars. This is like the 5th encore of them coming out for years. Oh. I think that's it finally. I think that's finally it. They came again. They came again. Oh my god. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe up here. Check out our most recent other videos over here. Or subscribe to our other channel over here.